Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. In undergraduate admissions, I'm Amanda Mills, and we're really excited to kind of end the year of virtual presentations for the fall semester with Jessica, who will be introducing herself in a minute and talking about Jewish life at Stony Brook University. I will post some information for you in the chat so you can bookmark links for later if you want to take a look at them, and ways that you can reach out to us if you have specific undergraduate admissions questions. But we will also save time to answer your questions live today. And so with that, I'll introduce Jessica. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda. My name is Jessica. I am the executive director at Stony Brook Hillel, which is the Center for Jewish Life on campus. I'm really excited to welcome you all today and to hopefully welcome you to Stony Brook one day. So without further ado, I'm going to kickstart our presentation. We have a bunch of information that we're going to throw at you. So feel free to write your questions in the Q&A chat, and hopefully we'll get to them after. And it's even possible that we'll answer your questions in real time during the presentation. So this is meant to be just a brief introduction to Jewish life at Stony Brook University. I could talk about Hillel and Jewish life here at Stony Brook for hours. So if there are any specific questions or anything that you feel like we're missing, feel free to ask it in the chat. So the main question that everyone asks before we get into Hillel and what does Hillel offer, a lot of folks want to know, what does Stony Brook offer and what is unique about Stony Brook? Stony Brook is I think, one of the most vibrant places to be Jewish in New York, and also one of the most vibrant places to be Jewish in the country. From a actual tangible resources perspective, Stony Brook offers a kosher dining plan. It is 100% the same cost as a regular dining plan. Kosher dining is under the certification of the Vaad of Queens. So it has a really excellent hashgacha. We have a mashgiach on campus who oversees all of the cooking, and then a Rav HaMakshir who's around the corner. So our kosher dining objectively also tastes really good. It's all made to order, it's cooked fresh, so it's not like buffet style that's just sitting in a heater all day. Everything is made fresh and in front of you as you're ordering. And then on Shabbos and Chag, obviously there are to-go options that are all made fresh the day before or a couple of days before, depending on when Chag falls. So the food objectively is also really good, and it doesn't cost anything extra. There are also, depending on your level of observance, if you keep kosher, but it's really just about kosher meat, there's combination plans where you can have kosher meat at the kosher deli, and then you can eat vegan or vegetarian in the dining hall. Once again, no extra costs. So in terms of accommodations, it makes keeping kosher really, really easy. There are also accommodations for students who keep Shomer Shabbat, to have Shabbat-friendly accommodations in their dorms, to have Shabbat keys and things like that. We also at Hillel, outside of the context of the university, we host a roommate matching service, so that students who want to meet other Jewish students and like request each other as roommates, we help facilitate that process. And then also for students who are thinking about, for example, living with other religious or observant students and want just a place where they can kind of have the same rituals and level of observance for ease during Shabbat and holidays, we facilitate that matching process as well for both on and off campus accommodations between students. The university also offers, obviously, religious accommodations for holidays, all in accordance with New York State law. So any student can request off for any of the chagim, any of the high holidays, anything like that, without taking a harder test, without retribution, or without getting docked on their attendance record, anything like that. Everything is super easy to accommodate. And students who are in labs and things like that, it's really, really easy. And we work directly with the provost's office to make sure that students' religious needs are accommodated. We also have a Hillel lounge and a Hillel office suite. So we have a bunch of staff members at Hillel. All of our offices are in the Union. And then right outside of our offices is a big lounge, all provided by the university. And it's all in the newly opened, newly refurbished student union. So we're kind of in the center of campus, really easy to get to when you're going from class to stop by, grab a bagel, grab a cup of coffee, say hi to your friends, study, etc. And then, like I said, I think that Stony Brook is a really lovely, safe, and thriving place to be Jewish. It Over the last year, it's been increasingly more difficult to find places that feel like you can get an excellent education while also being 100% your full authentic self. And I feel like Stony Brook has been one of those places where it's almost like an oasis where you can really get such an excellent education from the #1 public school in New York State while also being Jewish and being proud of being Jewish. And so we always are counting our students very lucky that they're able to be here and to pursue their academic dreams while also being Jewish. What is Hillel? So I'm assuming that a lot of you probably know what Hillel is, but I'll give you a brief overview. We are the world's largest and most inclusive Jewish campus organization. We are on 850 colleges and universities this year. We're in 16 countries, 4 continents, countless time zones. So we're kind of all over the place. And we're at a number of different SUNY schools, including Stony Brook, Purchase, FIT, Buffalo, Binghamton, Albany. I think that's it. And so if you ever have questions about the SUNY system in general, I happen to think that the SUNY system, as a SUNY grad, that the SUNY system in general is an excellent place to be Jewish. I'm a little biased, and I think that Stony Brook is the best of the best. But there are Hillels at a number of other SUNY schools as well. So this is our staff team. So we're very lucky that we've got a ton of people here excited to do the work, excited to welcome students to the Jewish community on campus. So we have me, I'm the executive director. We have a rabbinic Orthodox couple, so a rabbi and a rebbitzin that live across from campus in the Eruv. We also have Shachar. He's our assistant director. He's from Israel, moved here like 5 years ago. We have Maya, our marketing manager, Aliza, who is our innovation fellow. She graduated from Penn State last year, so she's excited to be here again. And Erin is our Ezra Jewish Education Fellow. She graduated from Columbia 2 years ago. Noah Fishman is our Israel Fellow. She just joined us last year from Israel. And then Julie is our social worker. So if you ever need like therapy services or anything like that, that is our in-house Jewish therapist and social worker. So what does Hillel provide? I'm going to name a lot, and I will also say anything that I've named is probably non-exhaustive. There are so many things that are going on at Hillel at all times, and there are so many things that are still possible to happen. We kind of base our philosophy on student needs. So really whatever students are looking for and whatever they need, we figure out a way to create. So if there's something that you're looking for that we don't name, either we already do it and it just didn't make the list, or we're happy to help create it with you or your students. So Shabbat and holidays, pretty standard. We do Shabbat twice a month, Shabbat dinner twice a month. We do all of our catering for Shabbos from off campus. So our favorite restaurants are typically from Queens, the Five Towns, Great Neck, etc. And we cater in objectively the most delicious food. So fan favorites like paprika from Great Neck, or Gray's Smokehouse, which is like a barbecue restaurant from Cedarhurst. So we're always bringing in kind of like the best of the best to make Shabbos extra special for the 2 times a month that we host. We also do Kabbalat Shabbat services, Orthodox Kabbalat Shabbat services on Friday night. And then occasionally, like when students are really interested, we'll do like an egal service as well. So like more reform song vibe. And that's usually hosted by our Ezra Fellow and some students. And then we also, our rabbinic couple always host Shabbos morning and Shabbos morning luncheons. So really delicious free food on Saturdays if you're staying on campus for Shabbat. And then on all holidays, we offer services, and depending on when holidays fall, we offer meals as well. So last year, for example, for students who were staying on campus, we had a huge Shabbat Seder or a huge Passover Seder. We do huge, like a big mega Shabbat once a year with all of our student clubs. We do like a big break fast for Yom Kippur, all of those kinds of things. So if you're on campus and you're interested in celebrating, we provide a lot of those opportunities depending on when they fall. And then obviously, we help coordinate if students are interested in going off campus and want to go to like a synagogue because they're not interested in Orthodox services. We have partnerships with all of the local synagogues, and we coordinate like walking groups to the Reform or conservative shul that are nearby. Learning. We do lots of learning. I love that a lot of our students are studying STEM. Our students love that they are studying STEM, and sometimes they want to learn things that are not science-based. And so we have three different cohort experiences that we offer throughout the year, including Kol Yisrael, which is an Israel learning cohort about Zionism and about Jewish peoplehood and relationship with Israel. We do a Shabbat hosting lab, which is kind of about like how to do different rituals on Shabbos, how to build like a relationship with Shabbat, how to host your own Shabbat and make it fun, how to like tablescape, all of those kinds of things that go into hosting. And then our Jewish Learning Fellowship. This semester, we did one centered around social justice. So like the Jewish lens around social justice. And then next semester, we're doing life's big questions. So answering, like you guessed it, life big questions through a Jewish lens. And those are all paid. So if you complete like 8 of the 10 classes or 5 of the 6 classes, you get a $150 or $180 stipend, and a meal is included with every week that you come. And then we do other learning opportunities. We do a weekly lunch and learn on Mondays with our Orthodox rabbi. We do different like random learnings, like we'll do like a Parsha study or things like that with our Jewish Education Fellow, if that's your flavor. And if you don't like learning, that's okay, because there's other stuff going on. So we do tons of community building stuff. So weekly bagel brunches every Wednesday. It's called Bagel Bash. It is the time. We schlep in our bagels from Nassau County. The bagels are delicious. There's lox every schmear that you can imagine. And if you're celiac, not to worry, we have gluten-free bagels always, and yogurt. And it's just like such a fun time to just schmooze and hang out with other Jewish students. We usually have like 75 students every week at our bagel bash. And the president of the university even came to our first one of the semester. So it's kind of like the place to be. We also do nonstop coffee conversations with students. So we're always excited, our staff or our engagement interns are always excited to welcome students to the Jewish community and caffeinate you. So we love just getting to know you guys and making sure that we have those relationships with you if you ever need anything or just want to meet other students, or we want to help make your dreams come true, Jewish or not. So we're here to listen and just, you know, be there as mentors and as people to guide you through the Jewish community on campus. We also do a biannual birthright trip. So a birthright trip in the winter. It's a free trip to Israel, one in the winter and one in the summer. And then we also do an alternative spring break trip. Last year, we did a Jewish heritage tour and foodie tour through New York City. This year, we're toying with where we're going to go, but it's looking like either California or Arizona. So somewhere a little bit warmer. So we're figuring out where exactly we'll be going, but we also do those every year. And we have a pre-arrival program for new and transfer students that we host right before the semester starts. So essentially you'd be part of the early move-in process, and then spend 2 full days with Hillel, just like going to an arcade and going on a hike and like painting a mezuzah for your dorm and just getting to know other Jewish students and meeting upperclassmen. And that's usually like a really fun, pretty low-key entry to campus. And then really we just encourage you to bring your full selves to Hillel. So we invest in our students, like additional identities. So in addition to just being Jewish, we have a lot of students whose family are from Israel. So we have like micro communities for Hebrew speakers. We have micro communities for Jews of color. We have micro communities for Mizrahi and Sephardi and Persian students. We have micro communities for Russian speaking students. A lot of our students speak Russian at the house, and I have learned a lot of words and a lot of really fun Russian card games from our students. So they have like a thriving community. One of our staff members speaks fluent Russian. Two of our staff members speak fluent Hebrew. So we're always trying to build little micro communities around our students' identities. And then we also are working on building a thriving queer community as well. So making sure that our LGBTQ Jews feel invested in and excited about being Jewish. Leadership opportunities. Hillel has 3 Jewish organizations that are formally recognized as clubs through the university that Hillel advises. So Jewish Student Association, Sea Wolves for Israel, and Sephardic Jewish Club, all of which are recognized student orgs, but their advisor is Hillel. And so we help just make sure that they're creating like the best Jewish programming for their friends and their peers. We also have Culture Committee, which is dedicated to building those micro communities that I mentioned, like Mizrahi Jews, Russian speaking Jews, etc. We also have other internship opportunities, like a social media marketing intern, other things like we had a social justice intern a couple of years ago, a wellness intern last year. So we build internships around like student needs and around our campus's needs. And then we also have campus engagement interns. Their whole job is to take their friends out for coffee and build a vibrant Jewish community on campus and make sure that students don't feel lonely. We have partnerships with off-campus Israel organizations like Stand With Us, ICC, Hasbara, etc. And they offer internships that we then supervise. And then we also have like federal work study positions at our office. So if your students are eligible for federal work study, we're a great place to do it because you get to eat bagels while you work. It's kind of the best. And finally, Hillel resources more generally. So obviously, safety and security has always been our top priority, but especially after October 7th, obviously, we know that like we're the Jewish moms away from home. So we are here to Jewish mom your kids and just make sure that like they are super safe, they are super cared for. They may not like see the security presence, but rest assured it's there. We have a really, really excellent relationship with campus police and with the chief security officer. They care really deeply about all student safety. And so they are in constant communication with Hillel, no matter what, even before October 7th. And since October 7th, the university has been really, really, really proactive in ensuring the safety and security of our campus and of all students. Mental health and wellness. It is no surprise that there's like a mental health crisis across the United States. We take it really seriously here, both at the university level and inside Hillel. We know often that students want to connect when they want to connect with a mental health provider, they want to connect with someone Jewish. And I get that. And we get that. And so we have mental health resources available in a clinical standpoint, and then also just like ways to unwind and just like relax for a second. So we have those through a Jewish lens and at Hillel. God forbid if there's anything that ever happens anti-Semitic, we do an intake with any student who has a bias complaint, and we completely usher them through the process. Knock on wood, we haven't had any in 2 months. And I think that we are the only campus that I've talked to that has been in that position since October 7th of last year. And then also we're really proactive about things around anti-Semitism. We do trainings for faculty, staff, student leaders, students more broadly around Jewish students. Who are they? Anti-Semitism, what is it? To ensure that those who are entrusted with your students and with you and your education are like up to speed on what they need to know. And so we provide that for folks on campus. We also help with food insecurity. There's a food pantry on campus, but we also know that sometimes students want kosher food stuff that's not available at the food pantry. And so we coordinate our own private food insecurity assistance program for students who are suffering either on campus, off campus in a private residence, or with their families who need access to food resources. So we coordinate all of that. And then we also have a needs-based financial assistance program to help students buy books, to help pay tuition, things like that. It's very modest, but oftentimes any bit helps. And then we, as a university, I think pride ourselves pretty strongly on social mobility and creating opportunities for students to grow far beyond their station. And at Hillel, we love to facilitate those kinds of conversations as well to help students achieve their dreams and to climb social mobility ladders. So we facilitate a lot of mentorship and career consultations and conversations with our alumni who are always eager to talk to Jewish kids who are enrolled in school from their alma mater. So we facilitate a lot of those conversations. They've led to people getting jobs, research positions, internships over the summer, opportunities to shadow doctors in the field that they're thinking about going in. So just things like that really make it a lot more accessible. And then obviously educational opportunities, Jewish community building, etc. All the fun stuff, just basically to be your best, most well-rounded self at school. I just talked a lot for like 20 minutes straight. So I am going to leave this up for a few minutes if anyone wants to take a screenshot. And these are basically like the best ways to contact us. That is my personal, like my work email at the bottom. So if you want to reach me directly, you can reach me there. If you want to reach just like any member of our staff, you can reach the Hillel email. The best way to know what's happening at Hillel is one of two ways. One, to follow us on Instagram. It is the number one way to know what's happening week over week. And then number two is to go to our website and to click on events. That brings you to our full events platform that has everything from Hillel events, events that our Orthodox couple are hosting, events hosted by Jewish Student Association, Sea Wolves for Israel, Sephardic Jewish Club, events that Jewish students are hosting in their homes, like private events that they're inviting other Jewish students to. It's really the one-stop shop for everything Jewish on campus. So yeah, that's the best way to know what's going on. Without further ado, I'm happy to open it up to questions, or Amanda, if you had anything that you wanted to chime in with